morning. I should say afternoon. I don't know why I want to say morning. Well, because I want to say good Monday afternoon, but morning. Whatever. Besides the point. It's your boy Matner. I'm back. 2 week hiatus. Been busy. The chain is on. The chain is on. You know why it's on. You know, I know it's a little crooked. I got my camera. I know it's a little crooked. You know why it's on. The NFL schedule's out, baby. It's out. It's out, and we gonna talk about it. We is. Lord know we is. Goddamn, I got we'll fix this later. We'll fix it later. We'll fix it later. Fix it later. We'll talk about it later. Right now, I want to get into what's been trending. There's wildfires in California. There's an asteroid the size of a bus or a comet that's gonna pass by Earth tonight. But that's not the trending topics. Those are honorable mentions. I'm well aware of the crazy bitch in Spokane, Washington, I believe, trying to run over a juvenile, and a list of other stupid shit that's been going on. But these are the trending topics that is on the bottom banner, streaming across the screen right now. You've been living under a rock. We're gonna kick it off with this topic here. My kids are home; they're out of school. Summertime is here, so if you hear my kids in the background, they're home. I got the echo down, the cancellation down, but you hear them. That's because they're here at the house. Anyway, let's get this started. I don't have to say anything else. You guys know who this man is. This is Chud the Builder. If you aren't accustomed to his channel or stream, I should say, because he's on Twix and X, I believe, Rumble. He's all over the fucking place. He goes around spewing racist and narcissistic stuff to enact or to provoke provocation out of people. He got arrested twice in the same week. One down in Davidson County, that's Nashville, Tennessee, for going to a restaurant, running up a $371 bill, I believe, not paying the bill, verbally talking shit to people. The law picked him up and charged him with theft under $1,000. He post bond, got out, went to Montgomery County, Clarksville. I think he's from Clarksville, actually, but he was up in Montgomery County. I don't know the details why he was up there. I don't know if he was up there for court or whatever. I do know he had another issue going on that he was, I think, going to court for not paying something else before this other charge. He's been arrested a few times. Let's put it that way. So I don't know if him going to Montgomery County, if he was at court or is from there. What I do know is outside the courthouse, he got into an altercation with presumably a black guy. A fight broke out. Both men were shot in the process based on witnesses' reports. Now, Chud has since been charged with attempted murder and is locked up, and his bond is set at $1,250,000. Okay. 10% of that, most times 10%, that's 125 thousand damn dollars. Okay. That is a lot of fucking money. All right, 10% of that. That's a lot of fucking money. Okay. I don't think he's getting out no time soon. I do know there's a GoFundMe account. There's a few people trying to get him out, but here's the thing. I'm gonna be just blunt with you guys. Here's my honest opinion about this. I'm a veteran. I fought for your freedom of speech. A lot of us have. So this man is entitled to say and do the dumb shit that he does. However, you can't play the victim when somebody decide to drag your ass like they did a individual back in the 90s in Jasper, Texas. Okay, we all know the history. Don't need to go get too graphic, but you guys know what I'm getting at. You know, beat your ass like a redheaded stepchild. Take you out back and whoop you like a government mule, to quote JR. All right? Good old Jim Ross back in the WWF days. All right? Slob knocker. Okay? You can't play victim if you go up to a black man. Because some of us, I have thick skin. The N-word doesn't affect me. When I was younger, yeah, but man, I'm almost 40. Just as sure he can say nigga, I can say cracker. Pig. Saltine. cracker at that. I have a word. I have a racist word for every damn race. We all do. If you ever had a negative thought, people, that makes you somewhat of a racist because you thought negative about a person. That's pretty much you don't like the person. Ethnicity. It don't have to be because he's black that you don't like him. You just don't like him because maybe he drive a better car than you. That's those are all racist thoughts. That black motherfucker got a car better than mine. Don't mean you hate him because he's black. You hate him because you got a car, but that's still a racist thought. Okay? So we all have some level of racism in us. So I'm not gonna use that as a pass to belittle this man. His actions is what got him in trouble. And now he want to cry wolf. Now there are people that are saying that, and this is speculation, that Chud shot the guy and in the process shot himself to make it look like the guy was trying to kill him. That's speculation. Drop my phone, guys. That's speculation. That's what we're hearing. Okay, those are rumors that have yet to be verified. As a matter of fact, we don't know the details about the case. What we do know is this. He got charged with attempted murder. He's probably going to be sued because unless the guy was armed, he might have some wiggle room. But if he was an unarmed man and he just whooped your ass and you shot him out of fear for your life, that's a lawsuit. Number one, you can't have a gun near or within a courthouse unless you're law enforcement. I'm a honorable discharge vet, combat vet at that. Here in the state of Georgia, I don't have to have a concealed carry license to carry because I'm an honorably discharged vet. And what that means is I can carry a weapon. I just can't carry in places that are designated that says that I can't, like the courthouse or school zones, certain stores. So for him to have a gun outside of a courthouse, around on the premises of a courthouse, is a felony in itself. I live in the stand your ground state, but that doesn't mean I can't provoke someone, make them feel uneased, unhinged, don't know what they might do, and then they beat my ass. I play victim. It doesn't work like that. All that stuff he spouted about rape and racist shit, and he talk bad about everybody. So it ain't just he doesn't just target black folks. I have seen him belittle white women, elderly white men. He went to this place of business outside the window, was hackling the people there. Like he fucking picks with everybody. So you can't technically call him a true diehard white supremacist racist. Like he fucks with everybody. Point is though, when people done had enough and you rub the wrong people, some people ain't gonna take that lightly. And then two, he provokes them and then spray them with fucking bear mace. Like he fucking pepper sprayed the shit out of them. Well, that's so that right there is another reason why you can't blame self-defense, because you provoke stuff and then once the shit breaks out, now you want to spray them with pepper spray. See, everything you do online and upload is coming back to bite you in the ass. That's why the judge hit him with a bond that high. He might get out, but I think what's going to happen is if he doesn't make bail, he stays in. He's going to get time credited, but he's probably going to face at least 3 to 5 years for attempted murder. Or they may try to give him 20. He does about 3 to 4 years of it and do the rest on parole. Or he might get a little bit of time, get out, do the majority on parole, and then pay a big fine. And then you got to worry about the lawsuit that's going to probably be coming your way. He is royally fucked. And probably the stipulation of his parole, if he goes to prison, is going to be no streaming. So that go his financial revenue right there. See, how can you make fucking money if you can't fucking stream? See? So now you got to figure out how you going to fucking pay all them legal fees and all that shit. Because it's about to get real. He fucked up. He fucked up. Chud the Builder. I went on people's videos and seen the chats, the comments and shit. Oh, can Chud the Builder build it? Yes, he can. Can Chud get fucked in the ass? Yes, he can. Like, they are going off on Chud the Builder. Well, Chud, if you go to prison and drop the soap, there are some guys that's going to stick it up your ass and fill your intestines up with semen. Yes, they can. Some big motherfuckers in there. They don't give a fuck. Don't drop the soap. That's all I got to say about that. Moving on. Larry Wheels. If you don't know who Larry Wheels is, do some research, all right? Well-known power lifter, bodybuilder, fucking kick streamer, influencer, whatever you want to call him, okay? As a lake, it came out he's a cuckold. Shout out to John Bravo. He's a cuckold, all right? Like some nasty shit. And we all got kinks, but see, I can't stand back and let some man plow my wife. I'm sorry. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to stand back and watch some man fuck my wife and get off my jollies, get off, or my wife taking another man's dick. What the fuck they do that at? That's number one. Number two, he married this woman. I think her name is Sheila the Jenkovic, whatever. Fuck, she got a fucking weird fucking name. She whatever. She's a supermodel. I do know that. But she didn't sign. Larry didn't sign a prenuptial agreement, which basically states you came in with nothing, you gonna leave with nothing. Okay. He claimed that he trusted. The woman told Larry she didn't love him, but she'll marry him. Larry Wills told us at the bottom of the screen right now. He told Rampage Jackson, and I quote, she is costing me on one of the kick streams roughly $50,000 a month. That is a high price maintenance bitch. Do you understand? That is a high. She's a supermodel. I just gotta do start OnlyFans and get paid, but she is a high dollar. She was sucking them dry. Then said that, and I quote, on his previous kick stream that John Bravo just showed when he went to go fight some MMA guys, claimed because he's a buck, like they're a buck 160, buck 180, because he's 200 some odd pounds. He can whip their ass and got humble. Well, in that same kick stream, he basically said that he let her keep the $300,000 Bentley that he brought her, which by law you have to. That's a gift. She got to reject. You gave it to her. You can't just take it back voluntarily without her getting it, because it to give it back to you. And that he said, and I quote, he's going to make sure that she is good. So I guess he's going to financially support her. The guy in the stream asked him, can you fix the relationship? Can you work it out? He said it's too far gone for that. Listen. You never marry someone when you're wealthy and don't sign a prenup. You sign a prenup. Okay? And if the woman don't want to sign a prenup, you let her go. If she ain't got her own finances before she get with you, always make them sign a prenup unless they coming in with enough revenue to where you know. And even then, I still would sign a prenup because she'll make you sign one. If she coming in with millions of fucking dollars, she gonna make you sign one because she don't want you to have access to her fucking money. So both parties should sign a prenuptial agreement. Now, if y'all are married and when you got married, you didn't have nothing, y'all grew together, that's totally different. But when you have some money and you meet another person, they ain't got shit, you better sign them up a prenup. What's gonna happen is this. She might want to come back for spousal support. She might want to take him to court and say, nah, Your Honor, I was with him with this. I'm entitled to this. I'm entitled. I put up with this. Oh, man. She can bend him over dry and just straight up just ride him. Take everything he got. You ain't got to do shit. You know, Larry has an addiction, like a porn addiction, too. Like all that money he spent on all them call girls and shit. It don't look good for Larry Wheels right now. He got his butt kicked and pretty much said his career is over because they seen him get humbled by some fighters, some MMA fighters. First off, them professional fighters, why would you think because you just strong, you just go in there and just whoop some trained athletes? That's like saying you can beat Floyd Mayweather because you weigh 260 pounds. Floyd Mayweather is a boxer, by far one of the greatest boxers for his weight class of all time. Yes, you might be physically stronger than Floyd Mayweather. That doesn't mean you're going to land a decisive knockout blow on Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather might knock you out. He has the strength to do it. Just because he's like 5'6", 5'7", and you're like 6'3", that's a classic David versus Goliath setup. That doesn't mean he can't deck your ass. That's his word. He trains to fight. You train to lift weights. You train to bodybuild. That's your hobby. That's what you do. I'm a personal trainer. I train to build muscle. I help people get in shape. That's my hobby. That's what I like to do. That's what I'm good at. I can't go into an octagon cage with some of these motherfucking fighters and say, man, I know I can whoop your ass because, I'm a combat vet with some prior fucking grappling skills and shit. Grew up fighting in the streets and shit. I'm pretty strong for my size. And I can handle your ass. And then I get fucking drug around the octagon. Get my teeth knocked down my throat and clean out my ass when I fart. Some people do too much for attention. And Larry, honestly, your marriage shouldn't even been publicized to the world. It's like people like to tell on themselves. Which brings me to my next point of business here. Cardi B and Stephon Diggs, Stephon Diggs, same Stephon Diggs that literally just won a case against him because he was sleeping with his personal chef, cook, fucking that motherfucker. Riding. Everybody knows Stephon Diggs is a hoe. Everybody know he's a hoe. Everybody Stephon Diggs like them bitches. Why he can't keep him? He fucked him. He fucks him and, hey baby, you go ahead and do your thing, girl. I catch you tomorrow type bullshit. You can't listen. You can't keep fucking plowing motherfuckers and playing with these hoes' emotions. Now I don't think Stephon Diggs did that. I think the girl got mad because Cardi B and him was, I guess, working it out. Because shortly after that, Mother's Day, they reconciled their differences, and then all of a sudden TMZ spot them outside of a coffee shop fighting. And here's what I want to emphasize as I make this bigger. Here's what I want to emphasize. When you are famous, I don't mean YouTube famous. I don't mean internet famous. I'm talking about like legit famous. Like you're a household name. See, unless you watch YouTube, you wouldn't know who Larry Wills is. Unless you watch Kick and Twitch and all that shit, you wouldn't know who Grand Doucette was if you didn't watch YouTube. Like people, if you're famous on YouTube, you're famous on YouTube. That's a small bubble compared to worldwide fame. Unless you're Mr. Beast or the Paul brothers or something like that is famous outside of YouTube and brought their attributes to YouTube, that's totally different. Okay. Stephon Diggs is one of the greatest wide receivers in the NFL, past and present. Okay. As of right now, he is one of the greats. Everybody knows who Stephon Diggs is. Okay. Cardi B is successful in her own right as a first-down rapper. Okay. Everybody put her on the pedestal with Missy Elliott, the Brat, and Eve. And she's up there. Roxanne. She is one of the talented rappers in this generation. Okay. Straight up. Bar none. Everybody know who Cardi B is. Okay. So that means the paparazzi is going to follow you. Every time you get a ticket, they're going to have a camera in your fucking face. And it's sad. This is the price you pay for being famous. That's why if I ever get famous, I swear to God, I'm going to try to be off the grid as often as possible. I can't even go outside and take my trash outside, paparazzi all outside my fucking house. So you have to be alert of your surroundings is what I'm getting at. Because shit like this, shit like this happens. You gotta be alert of your surroundings. And whatever the argument might have been minuscule based on what Cardi B said, ain't nothing to really talk about. It might have been minuscule. It might have been, oh, that motherfucker, he didn't pay the coffee bill. Oh, he looked at a hoe and I had to check him. You know. Oh, he said some sly slick shit and I had to check him. It could be the other way around. Stephon Diggs probably been like, hey, motherfucker, you trying to diss me, blah, blah. People argue. I've been married for 20 years, coming up on 20, real quick. If I don't at least argue with my wife at least once a week, that's something's not right. Because women have hormones estrogen is a real thing with a woman, they get very moody certain times of the month. It's called a cycle. And then they have their ovulation time. They can get a little feisty and moody, but that's a little bit of the fun variety. And then just the normal stresses. Same with me. I'm a man. When I do some serious training, the next day my testosterone probably be down a little bit in the tanker because I done trained myself to oblivion. I don't want to be fucked with too much. May give my wife the wrong vibes, and next thing you know, we arguing like motherfuckers, but that's what couples do. Only problem is I don't come on social media and tell y'all that shit. Yeah, I got some natural light coming in from the window. Sorry about that, but whatever. I don't come on social media and tell y'all guys that because it's not y'all fucking business. So my advice to Cardi B and Stephon Diggs, stop putting everybody in y'all fucking business. Especially you, Cardi B. And the Nicki Minaj's of the world and the fucking Megan Thee Stallions of the world that want to go on social media and talk about what they man ain't doing it. Stop, because all you doing is self-snitching on yourself. That means you won't keep secrets. Somebody tell you something, you a snitch. You a self-snitch. Stop snitching on yourself. That's just stop snitching on yourself. Just that simple. Ain't everybody business, but when you famous like y'all, you have to be alert of your surroundings at all times. Not sometimes, all the time. You might stop at a convenience store to get some gas, and the paparazzi be out on your ass. Gotta keep that in mind. You gotta keep that in mind. I gotta get back used to this. Right. Left to the right. I gotta use this. Listen. If you don't know who Chibi Reviews is, I'm going to make this as ungraphic as possible. There's this thing called lolicon where you have individuals that like to look at underage anime cartoon characters in a sexual manner. It's like putting a deep fake face on a underage girl's body with an adult face pretty much. It's the same principle. It's some sick shit. This guy on my screen that's looking like he's lost, dazed, and confused with that underage picture of a female behind him that he waxed it to. And I'm going to be honest with you. I have no respect for a lot of guys that have all these anime females in their videos and shit. Go get some real pussy. Whatever. Just go get laid. All right? I don't understand all that shit. Listen, I watch anime. Adult themed anime. I don't watch all that cartoony shit. When I was a kid, I watched Pokemon. Now my kids watch Pokemon. I don't look at Pokemon. All right? You know, I watched Sailor Moon coming up as a kid, and they transform and half-ass naked and shit. Now, one time, I said, oh my God, Sailor Moon is so beautiful. I don't think now cartoon character is beautiful. That's besides the point, ladies and gentlemen. The point I'm trying to make is this. Chibi is a defender of lolicon, and I have to give a shout out to NBA in the league over there because he's been on Chibi, and this is where I seen what's currently going on with his false flagging campaign on people. Okay, anyone that's against lolicon, Chibi's going after, especially if you talk about him. He's going after. See, here in Georgia, it's highly illegal to possess or own lolly content of any kind. Matter of fact, it's wildly illegal in most, if not all, states. He lives in Tennessee, okay, the volunteer state. And he's volunteering his motherfucking time to that lolly shit on his mom and dad's property, all right, somewhere in Tennessee. I don't know if it's around the Nashville area, out around Jackson, or Mumford, but not Mumford, or Humboldt, or down around Chattanooga, Benson, wherever the fuck is that? Knoxville, fucking Gatlinburg, wherever the fuck is that? He's somewhere up in Nashville. I know his ass not in Memphis. He ain't nowhere in Shelby motherfucking County, okay? Because they don't play that. That motherfucker wind up on, that's where the first 48 came from. So he ain't nowhere near Memphis and South Haven down there. He ain't nowhere. Maybe where he not Arkansas, that's West Memphis. He ain't over there. He ain't over there. He ain't over there. So he's somewhere in Central Tennessee. Okay, he's somewhere around that motherfucking area. We'll just leave it that way. Point is, he defends this shit. I'm a father of 2 kids. I have a daughter and a son. Okay? I try my damnedest to keep them away from anything that I deem to be provocative. I don't need them to be exposed to shit that might corrupt their minds. There's a lot of that going on right now with Disney movies. Disney is putting provocative shit in the cartoons now. Pixar, and I have nothing against the gay community, but I believe if you want gays to be accepted, they should have their own genre of movies and stuff. You shouldn't interject that into kiddie shit. Okay? That's what I'm getting at. Snoop Dogg got ridiculed. I think it was the movie Lightyear because they had a lesbian couple with a kid. And then Snoop Dogg's niece, I think it was, asked him how did they have a baby. And I love lesbian women. I like that girl on girl shit. I know it's double standard, but I'm a man. I like that don't bother me none. But it's still wrong in hindsight when you have a heterosexual couple that is trying to raise their kids to make their own choices as they get grown. I'm doing my best to instill the values that I had taught to me, man and woman. Not man and man, not woman and woman. But once your children turn 18, whatever they like, they're going to like. Judge Matner said that it is genetically programmed into you, that you're born that way because his son is gay. I refuse to believe that. You are taught those mannerisms, or you indulged in that activity and you like it because you was curious about it. See, when you're coming up in age, guys tend to do mannish shit, right? Girls tend to do mannish shit. That's just what it is. And if you're not careful, curiosity will cause you to be in a circle jerk with your buddies or in a tea-touching competition with your female friends. And if you like that, guess what happens? You grow up liking that. That's just the truth in the nature of it. So I do all that I can as a father to raise my children as well as my wife to see the value in having a man and a woman together in unity. Right? That way you're getting love from both ends. Well, us as parents understand that, and then when you got people like Chibi trying to use kids, underage girls, lolly girls, as a way of saying that it's just fictional content and that, oh, it's harmful content, that is some sick shit. That is the development a lot of times of a, people call it child enthusiast. I'm gonna just use the right word, a pedophile. Because see, pedophilia doesn't mean that you actually engaged and touched a child and did something. That's child molestation and rape at that point. Pedophilia means you have an attraction to underage girls or underage boys, minors. We just use the word minors. And you have sexual desires and fantasies to you will want to do with them. That's a pedophile. Even with cartoons, it's still pedophilia. That's why it's a child endangerment thing, because pedophilia endangers children. And if you have an attraction to cartoon characters that's underage, you'll have the same attraction to real kids that's underage. If you see a child that might cosplay for Halloween, right? Let's say my child watched Demon Slayer, my child watched Bleach. She have dressed up as some of those characters. She liked playing Street Fighter. She loved Chun-Li, right? She loved the character. She's named Sakura. Cherry Blossom, she was conceived in March. She's named Sakura. Guess what? She like any female character with the same name. So she done cosplay as Sakura from Street Fighter, right? Let's say my child, if I would have posted a picture of my child online dressed up as one of those characters. And this asshole or any other assholes see the same anime character that's underage, because most of them characters are underage characters. I think Sakura Naruto was like 16 or some shit. Oh my god, that's so hot. Well, my child will turn you on, and I hate to say that, because she's wearing costumes. She's cosplaying as that anime character. And that might drive this asshole to want to do something to my child. You guys see where I'm getting at? Do you guys see where I'm getting at? That's why this is so dangerous. That's why in Georgia it's strictly prohibited. Like if you get caught with that shit, it's 5 to 20 years imprisonment, and I think $100,000 fine. And I think you might have to arrest that sex offender. Like it is something they don't play down here now in Tennessee. Still legal. I don't know the ramification of the laws up there. I know NBA probably would know that, but what I'm saying is anyone that's going against this dude and his belief system, he's false flagging. And it's been coming out. The receipt's been coming out. There's been multiple videos about it. I'm against it. I don't give a fuck what he feels. But first off, I don't make money on this platform. Let's just get that straight right now. I live in a house, I have a car, and I have another paid off motherfucking car, and I get a third car, looking at a big price. I don't make money on this motherfucking platform. Right? I'm monetized, but I barely get paid. I do this because it's just a hobby. I like talking from time to time. He needs this. But what's going to happen is YouTube is starting to demonetize platforms that using faceless, content. Eventually, it's gonna make the rounds to this, and it's gonna be a bad day for Chibi when that happens. And I have heard YouTube may be raising, unless you're already grandfathered in, might be raising the monetization rate to save money because the economy. I'm just putting it out there. That's a rumor too. And that videos over a year old might stop receiving monetization because they're over a year old. Like they're making some fucking changes. So I'm putting that on the back burner too. Just let you guys know that's talks right now of possible shit happening. So he done scam people. He claimed he's getting ready to move because, in our quote, they put out an assassination hit on him for $200. I guess Hershey Farm, the fuck it is, supposed to send some niggas to his house. Black badass niggas to his house. Well, that ain't what the term. We use that term, ban badass niggas. We ban the Klan. That's another thing. Anyway, $200 to assassinate a YouTuber. And like NBA said, assassinations don't happen to YouTubers. You're not someone in power. No, see, and I'm not saying that this should happen. What I'm saying is taking the life of someone like Jeff Bezos be considered an assassination. He's like the second richest man in the fucking world behind fucking Elon Musk. See, taking Elon Musk's life would be considered assassination because they are powerful people. You're not a powerful person. You live in your parents' shed on your daddy's property, using your brother's name as a way to get sympathy. Hey, Chibi, everybody dies. I just buried my grandmother almost 2 months ago, coming up here in 10 days. Okay? She was 91 years old, loved her to death. I got one pair of grandparents left. And my grandfather having lung issues at the age of 80 right now. Okay? Hey, everybody dies. I done lost friends in the combat zone. I found an deceased. Not one time did I come on this platform using their deaths as a way of trying to garner sympathy or money. Everybody dies, Chibi. Everybody. That shit happens. Okay? Get over it, is what I'm trying to say. That is sickening to me. And then you got mad because the guy that's been trolling you made a post about digging up your dead brother using an AI generated post. But hey, the same thing you said about fictional content, that was fictional content. There's nothing wrong with lolly, right? But that's fictional content. They used your own words against you and you didn't like it. That bone chair was funny as shit. You didn't like it. You called the laws. Now, see, what's going to happen is if Tennessee decides to crack down on that shit that you like, law's going to be knocking at your door to look at your shit. A lot of people are speculating that your girlfriends done left you because they think you got a lot of underage shit in your shit, on your computers and shit. Just gonna be blunt with you. That's the rumor mill going around right now. If that's indeed the case, do you know they do the child molesters and pedophiles in the penitentiary? Oh, buddy, go talk to Fleece Johnson. He can tell you more about that. You don't want those fucking problems. So anyway, if you guys are gonna make content though on, I'm gonna call him Chupster. No, Chalimpe, because Chilimpe, not Chibi, Chilimpe. That means his shit's limp. Because don't no real man get a hard dick for little kids. So Chilimpe, because he can't get his dick hard for real women. Right? Chilimpe. If you make a video about Chilimpe here, just know that you might get flagged for it. And hey, guess what? I'm just going to appeal it. Video going to still be back up. And then I'm going to come after you. Yeah. I'm going to come after your ass with them flags. So you can't make content and then get mad when somebody take your content and roast you on it. This is a platform. The internet is not a nice place. If you can't deal with the heat, get out the kitchen. But trying to false flag somebody, no. If that happened to me, I know how to deal with it. And I'm going to deal with it the way you try to deal with it by trying to take me down. On difference is my content's going to stand. When we start reporting on how your channel could be child endangerment material, oh yeah, buddy. You don't want those problems. Moving on. No news about Dragon Ball Super at this point. So if there's any news that you're hearing, it is pure speculation. I'm not going to mention the YouTube channels and shit that's probably out there making videos saying that news is coming real soon down the pipe. What I can tell you is there's no news. Not even, I talked to my I can't really call him a buddy, but I talked to the guy that I know whose daughter attends school with my daughter. And even at the time when we talked here just a few days ago, now one time that I bring up, because my kid has field day, now one time that we bring up Dragon Ball, until the very end, I take that back. And you know what he told me? Shit, man, we ain't heard nothing. My cousin ain't heard nothing. He done did his lines already, but they ain't got nothing else coming down the pipe right now. And so there's nothing else to report by nothing else. And that's a good thing, because either they're working hard on the upcoming Marvel arc and all that other shit that they're gonna do, or they're just at a standstill. They got everything did. They just got to do some fine touches to it. And they don't know if they're going to continue past the Marvel arc. They may just look at the Marvel arc and see how people reaction is to it and money and stuff before they can go forward with the Granola arc. So nobody knows right now. The only thing that might be trickling down real soon, maybe about some manga stuff, is going to be about Dragon Ball Fighters, about that Diamond pack that's out, that might be expanding to include other characters, like I have been seeing when they first announced it back in December. That was going to be a thing. You can't just take Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Daima and then not add Vegeta, not add Glorio, not add Goma, not add Super Saiyan 3 Kid Vegeta, and then Kid Goku Super Saiyan 3 and Kid Goku Super Saiyan 4. It might be 2-pack expansions with like 8 characters. Like, so it talks about that. So Fighters might be getting the last hurrah, and then that's gonna be it for Fighters until they probably make Fighters 2 in a couple years, and then or Ultimate Dragon Ball Fighters, and you got a brand new entree of old characters from Fighters with a lot of the characters that wasn't included in the first Fighters, like most of the side characters and shit like that, and blah blah blah. But besides that, there's nothing to report about Dragon Ball. We should not forget Goku getting shot in the chest by a finger ring from Sobei. We cannot forget. Moving on. Pete Hegseth might actually be in the hot seat, as scrolling down below right now. The reason why that is, and this is just rumors, but trust me, there are a lot of forums out there that's reporting this. He's been getting grilled by the Judiciary Committee about how much this money is costing the fucking American people, this war, how much money it's costing. What's the purpose of going? Why is Donald Trump running to China, asking China to help Iran with opening up Strait of Hormuz so America can get through there after they declared victory, but you can't open the strait back up because there's no victory to be had. His approval ratings is sinking faster than the Titanic sunk. All right, let's just be real with it. It's a bad day if you're Donald Trump. All right, even his own supporters is turning on him. This is just a fact. Okay. Donald Trump went to war because of Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay. But Pete Hegseth could have told Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and a few of them say, no, we shouldn't do that. But since Pete Hegseth is the Secretary of War, he's the head honcho in the War Department, the Department of Defense. Okay. It's his job to tell Donald Trump, I don't think it's wise to do that based on this. They fired all the competent people and put incompetent morons in there to fight this war, to try to lead this war. 70% of Iranians' weaponry is still around. That means you only took out 30%. And then China and Russia, who are actually allies to Iran, has been funding the war. You know why Russia's involved? Because we're fucking helping Ukraine. You know why China's involved? Because we're fucking helping Ukraine. You know why China's also involved? Because we owe China a lot of motherfucking money. And China and Russia are buddies. Netanyahu has a vendetta with Iran because of what happened in Gaza. Okay, we get that. We understand all that, but that's his war. We shouldn't be involved in that shit. Trump decided to go over there, grab his dick, say we're gonna go and we're gonna take it. We're gonna do this here. Had himself, who's a combat vet, but got a Bronze Star from barking orders. It's not a Bronze Star with a battle device. Barking orders. Act real tough. And just straight up said, we're going to do what we want to do. And forgot that those people don't care about dying. They don't care about dying. See, that's the difference between American people and those type of people. I went to Iraq. I seen a lot of suicide bombers. I don't know too many Americans that will put on a suicide vest just to go to blow himself up for their God or their terrorist group. I don't know too many soldiers that will willingly blow their brains out to prove a point. But those assholes will. So you went over there thinking, oh, we just nuke them from the sky. And they'll submit. No. Well, we had bad intel and took out of school and killed over 160 fucking kids. Around that number. Maybe 140. Between that number. And we ain't apologized yet. You killed the supreme leader. His son took over now. And, oh, well, the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, well, we don't use it. Yeah, we don't use it that much. But guess what? We get a lot of shit that come from that, through that strait. A lot of goods and shit from other countries uses that strait. We got oil around the world, reserves here right off the coast. And we use other people's resources. We get oil through other countries. Well, how do you think those countries get their oil? They go through the strait. So since their shit's being bagged up because they're allies to us, and then you know, they're not letting any ally ships of America through the strait. Guess what's happening? It's jacking up fuel prices everywhere. You know what that also means? Food's going up because a lot of those vessels and ships that we use, that's where a lot of food comes from. Yeah. Some stuff farmers need for irrigation stuff. Oh yeah, all that's getting it's a domino effect. But you know what? I think the real reason is that Trump did this. Just like the shut down, not the TSA one, the one that shut down last year for a while. He wants the federal interest rate to come down. When you raise prices so high so people can't spend, it forces the Fed chair hand to lower the interest rate. It put a stop to inflation. The longer this goes on, eventually that's going to happen, but it's going to have crippling consequences because a lot of people are going to lose their houses, their jobs. They can't get gas. They won't be able to afford food. So a lot of people are going to be casualties because of ill-advised war that Hegseth let Trump do. And since the approval ratings are down real low, somebody got to be a scapegoat. It's gonna probably be Pete Hegseth. Look at Trump's MO. Look at Kristi Noem. Look at Pam Bondi. They both went and got grilled in front of the Judiciary Committee, and guess what happened to them after that? They got fired. Hegseth's getting grilled right now. If he don't show results real soon, guess what happened to Hegseth? He's going to get fired. And then it's going to trickle down to Kash Patel because the Epstein files. And the way it was handled, the way he investigated, the way he did stuff with Pam Bondi, Trump don't like that too much. He just got done going in front of the Judiciary Committee too. Kash Patel. Which for some reason I thought he was on the Real World, but it's Sean Duffy was on the Real World, who's also is going to be on the fire because of that little mini documentary he's been doing while a lot of Republicans can't afford to put gas in their car. You know, the low and middle class Republicans that actually voted for constituents like him and Trump and shit, you know, they starving too. And here he is flaunting all the money that he got by being in Congress and shit and not doing his job and blah, 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 blah. Don't be surprised in the next upcoming weeks if this starts to make the rounds on TV that Hegseth is in the hot seat for being fired. If Trump approval ratings keep going down because of the war, I wouldn't expect nothing less that before the summer's out, that Hegseth will be out as a Department of War Secretary. It wouldn't surprise me if Trump's approval rating goes up on the war. Then he'll probably keep his job. But if it keeps going down and more American people keep complaining, somebody got to take the fall and it ain't gonna be Donald Trump. It's gonna be Pete Hegseth. And that's just the truth. And then Kash Patel gonna probably be next. Because Kash Patel, Epstein files, so it's a lot of shit. It's not good. The American people do not like what's going on right now within America. It's a very sad country right now to be in. Even though the economy is not bad, the overall consensus in the people mindset in America is fuck America. It got so bad, guys, that do you not realize that Trump done had his life attempted to be taken on 3 separate occasions? I mean, there have been a lot of presidents that had assassination attempts. I think Donald Trump right now is leading the way as the only person to have 3 attempts on his life within this second term. That's the mindset of the American people. That's the mindset. And that's not never good, because that means if you keep ruffling more and more feathers, then a potential January the 6th could happen again, but of worse consequence. And I don't want that to happen to nobody. I don't care about Trump policies. No, I don't agree with Trump. I think he's a fucking moron. However, he's still the president of the United States. He's still our commander-in-chief. He's still our leader. Okay? Taking him out isn't going to fix the problem. Y'all voted him in there. We all got to deal with it. Trying to take him out is just going to show the rest of the world that we're just some savages and we can't be trusted. And then we'll be ousted. We'll be our own country, which is what a lot of people want. But there won't be no world leaders that probably want to deal with us of fear of their lives. I mean, just look at Africa, look at the Congo, just look around some of these countries. So, I mean, North Korea, Kim Jong-un killed his own goddamn uncle. I mean, straight up. Like, you got some fucking motherfuckers, I'm telling you. I'm fucking telling you, man. So, Pete Hegseth might be on the chopping block. That is making the rumor mill. Slowly but surely, he's in Kentucky right now doing a campaign. This is the election week. I'm voting for the next governor of Georgia tomorrow in the primary elections. Well, the primary to nominate the Republican nominee and the Democratic nominee, right? So that's tomorrow, if I recall, because they're gonna then have to face off for the gubernatorial election for the next governor in the fall. But tomorrow you're nominating here in Georgia. I ain't do early, bro. I'm gonna do the day of voting. You're nominating the Democratic Party that you want to see, and the Republican Party who you want to see go head and head in the final election for the next governor of Georgia. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's gonna probably come down to Keisha Lance Bottoms and Brad Raffensperger. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna probably vote for Brad Raffensperger simply because he didn't give Trump the votes that he was looking for. The man got some integrity. I know Jared Goff. Is it Jared Goff? Not Jared Goff. Well, yeah, but he was the lieutenant governor. Goff. I can't think of the first name. I don't want to say Jared Goff. It might have been Jared Goff. I'm thinking about the football player. But he was Brian Kemp's lieutenant governor when Brian Kemp was on his first term. After that election, he stepped away because Jeff Duncan. Oh, is it Jeff? Is it Jeff Duncan? Is it Jeff? Fuck. Yeah, I think it's Jeff Duncan. Jeff Duncan, not Golf. Jeff. Geoff. Jeff Duncan. There's one of them. Anyway, he's on the Democratic ticket now. But if Keisha Lance Bottoms wins the primary and then she go on to be voted for the next governor of Georgia, then he might become her lieutenant governor. And then if Brad Raffensperger win, I don't know who might be his lieutenant governor. So I'll play with old Brad Raffensperger. He shows some integrity. Keisha Lance Bottoms used to be the mayor of Atlanta. Have nothing bad against her, but Atlanta isn't like what it is now with Andre Dickens. Andre Dickens done turned that whole city around. He actually worked with some of the Republicans. He actually tried to work with them. Keisha Lance Bottoms and Brian Kemp didn't have the best relationship because Keisha Lance Bottoms a lot of time listen to Stacey Abrams, the extreme leftist out here. So I just can't. I'm not gonna do that shit. So I'm probably gonna vote for Brad Raffensperger. So it's gonna get good. But once again, Pete Hegseth, you being watched, buddy. You might not want to piss off old Trump here. Now, you know what it is. I'm finna end it with this. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lord. Let me fix my cap here. What you see there? Yeah. Where on this side? Oh, yeah, right there. Oh, yeah. Got the light. Jet. Let me make this really big for you guys can say. That's the schedule right there. That's the schedule right there. We got preseason. We got the Wounded Knee Broncos, the Horseshoe Colts, and the Depressing Dolphins. Nobody cares about preseason. That's the rookies trying to make a job. NBA, I got nothing respect for you, brother. Y'all, the Steelers whooped us twice the last 2 times we played them in the last 5 years. This time we go to Steel City. They're going to be playing Sticks, Renegade. We already know the deal. We know what's going on. They were out them goddamn yellow towels doing all this. Yeah. You're going to rise up. And I know y'all making fun of right now. Well, what about your quarterback? What about your quarterback? Your quarterback, Michael Peters got glass knees, bum knee into it. But you can catch it. Look, I have been critical about the quarterback position here. But make no mistake about it, whoever starts, I'm going to root for. I have my concerns. Yes, Tua will take a hit. There go my sonic beat. Tua will take a hit. And guess what? Tua take a hit. He go down. Guess what? I'm not going to be a happy fucking camper. Michael Pence take a hit and his knees go shooting out the side of his goddamn MCLs and then LCL ligaments. That's medial collateral ligament and lateral collateral ligament. Go out the back, the posterior cruciate ligament or the anterior cruciate ligament, whatever. He fucking blow his knees out, he go down. Well, somebody got to step up. Doesn't matter. We got 2 left-hand quarterbacks. One of them going to be starting. And I'm a root. And guess what? If Penix plays like the show glimpse of, and be cool under pressure and not throw intentional grounding balls all the fucking time, guess what? Guess what? Atlanta gonna win some games. Or if it's Tua starting, he got a deep damn threat, a long pass threat. We gonna run the ball down your throats anyway. But Tua will scramble and he can throw very far. He's a little bit more accurate on a deep pass. So listen, say what you want. We know Mike McCarthy is up there at fucking goddamn Pittsburgh right now. Aaron Rodgers might come back. It doesn't matter if he do or don't. Archie Smith done got one on us. His homecoming a couple years ago, he whooped our ass. Thank you, Marcus Mariota. Thank you for that, by the way. And Desmond Ridder, because he got whooped twice. Desmond Ridder cost us the game. No, actually, it was Marcus Mariota first, then Desmond Ridder when he started the second season, when the Steelers came back here, cost us that fucking game. Well, Michael Penix or Tua, somebody got to do the job, and I'm picking the Falcons to finally get some retribution on them Steelers. They win by 5 points. Well, the score is spread by 5. Then we welcome the home game. I'll be there. You know, you guys know I'll be. Y'all seen it. You know I'll be there. You know I'm gonna be there. Did you see that? Did you see that? Yeah, I'm gonna be at that game. You guys know it. You see that? I'm gonna be at that goddamn game. I'm gonna be there with that big ass flag in my hand, welcoming them guys out on the field for the kickoff of the home game. That's right. Second game of the season, but the home game. We got a serious score to sell. We ain't whooped the Panthers in 2 years. 2 years. Last time whooping they had DJ Moore in overtime. We lost to them twice last year. We lost to them twice the year before that. Yes, we did. Marcus Mariota threw the ball right to him in the rain. I'll never forget that goddamn game. Then last season with Kirk Cousins starting, but not this, well, 3 years ago. That started the downfall. We whooped them in overtime. Then Mariota gave them that. Well, Mariota gave them that ball and in the rain. Desmond Ridder did the same goddamn thing. Desmond Ridder the same. They threw the ball away. I'll never get that primetime game. Marcus Mariota back on the ball. Then Ridder in the rain the following season. Then we got him in overtime with DJ Moore. And then we fast forward to the next season, okay? And then Kirk Cousins out there. Kirk Cousins loses the goddamn game to the Panthers. And then he get benched. He get hurt. And then, what's his fucking face? Bryce Young whooped us at home. The year that we could have won to go to the playoffs, if the Bucs would have lost to the Saints, Panthers ensured that we didn't make it, gave the Bucs the ticket on in. And then the season before that, well, then last season, we go up there. I went to that game personally. 30-0 ass trumping. And then Penix goes down here in Atlanta. Kirk Cousins come out there. And it's just a little bit too late. They swept us again. We got some retribution to the fucking Panthers. Matter of fact, let me go up. Look at that. That's the overtime game right there. That left me sick. That game, I don't even want to think about that game over there in fucking where was that at? Over there in the UK, London. I don't think about that fucking game. That was a horrible catastrophe. I mean, that just win that game or win that game. We was in the playoffs. I don't even want to talk about it. Horrible. That shouldn't have happened. Thank you, Young Waku. I'm gonna go back. Look at that overtime. That was Bryce Young finding himself. Oh, it's lineage here. Oh no, we got the Panthers. So we lost 3 straight. That's right, Kirk did win that game. Yeah, we lost 3 straight. Yeah, because what the fuck his face started that game. Andy Dalton started that game. But then you go back to the fucking goddamn Ridder year. Look at that shit. Just look at that. What over that? Where's it at? Look at that. We got him that game. Yeah. I'm getting on topic. I don't even want because they see the Panthers are the favorite right now to win this division. I don't even want to get off the motherfucking topic. I don't even want to think about it. Right? Right. So anyway, you come into Atlanta. I hope I see Bryce Young again when they come in and be walking in. So I can yell at him again and tell him again, not this time, no more pounding this time. Cause we gonna pound y'all. We gonna whoop y'all by 9 points, whatever the score is. Then it's 3. That's right, 3 primetime games. So right now you're keeping track. We are 2-0. 3 primetime games. Thursday night football, I believe. Sunday night football, I believe. Monday night football, I believe. Yeah, because that's a Thursday night, because that's a little mini bye week there. So Thursday night football, Sunday night football, 6 days later, Monday night football. 3 in a row. We're going to go to Green Bay and beat the shit out of Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love and those fudge Packers. After we whoop the Skillet Steelers, the Pink Panthers, the Fudge Packers the next 3-0, then we're going to take our ass down to New Orleans, Cajun country, etouffee and some boudin. We're going to go down there with some shrimp and crawfish. We're going to go on down there and have their little bees on it. You know, this is the big 20-year anniversary. Well, Katrina happened 20 years ago last year, but this is the first game 20 years ago after Katrina in the Superdome. The 20-year anniversary of the game in the Superdome. It's going to be heated. And you know what's going to happen? Oh, they come with some fire in their heart. And they do have a quarterback down there. Old Slaughter, he started. They do got a quarterback. You know what's going to happen? We going to wax that ass in New Orleans. Now, if I'm being honest, that's the team that might win the division. New Orleans. If the quarterback and run game is on points. That's the only way. And believe me, they added some pieces. But the Falcons go 4-0. 4-0. Worst case 3-1, but god damn it, I'm sticking 4-0. We'll deal with those dildo loving ain'ts. Deal with it. Then we'll rise up. It's the Battle of the Birds, which should have been a Super Bowl back in 2013. I think that would have been Super Bowl 48. 48. Let me check my bearings. Was it Super Bowl 48? The Harbaugh Bowl? Wasn't that the Harbaugh Bowl? No. That's when the Broncos got beat up by the Seahawks real bad. What was the Harbaugh Bowl? Let me see. Super Bowl 47. Super Bowl 47. That should have been, listen to me very carefully. Super Bowl 47. That should have been the Atlanta Falcons and the Baltimore Ravens game. They robbed us. I think Waddy White was tugging his own, or it may have been Tony Gonzalez, but we got robbed. Should have been a pass interference call, and I think that was the first game that they had you couldn't challenge under 2 minutes. So our coach Mike Smith couldn't challenge at the time. Mike could turn up and run ads on it. That's besides the point. They fucked us. They knew but that was Matt Ryan's MVP year, Julio Jones. They fucked us. They know they did. Well, Ravens, revenge is sweet. And y'all ain't got John Harbaugh. Oh, Lord. And y'all coming to Atlanta. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. Let me tell you something. We got 3 primetime games and then 3 straight home games. Let me tell you something here. 4-0. Ravens go down by 10. Because we going to stop that run, Derrick Henry. Y'all can hang it up, baby. And then, Grady Jarrett got to come home. Oh, Lord. Grady Jarrett's coming home. Ian Cunningham, old team coming down. He be GM of the Chicago Bears. You know what's going to happen when Grady Jarrett come here? I respect Grady to sign so much of my stuff in my office, guys, on his wall over here and caps and stuff. I respect Grady. I got plenty of pictures of Grady signing my stuff. I respect Grady Jarrett. Always go down as one of the best defensive men tackles we had here. Always beats on line. They used to say, Dave Archer say, you shall not pass. Well, Grady Jarrett, you shall not pass. We gonna rise up, put them hibernating Bears to sleep as we deal with them raggedy Ravens. We gonna beat the Bears by by at least 12 points. See, Caleb Williams coming here with all that finger paint shit, and we gonna beat the finger paint and nail polish off his ass. Then, we don't like Kyle Shanahan. He cost us Super Bowl. And Raheem Morris, I respect Rod. The couple of times I got to shake his hand and speak to him before the game. I got plenty of videos that you guys have seen that. Him and Terry Funtnut, our old GM, respect Raheem. Had a lot of energy. I just think the quarterback position screwed him. And I believe just a couple of bad plays by Michael Penix and some calls that he wasn't accustomed to cost Raheem his job. Damn good defensive coordinator, got 2 Super Bowl rings. He's gone back with Kyle Shanahan. You know, it's kind of funny. Matt LaFleur and Kyle Shanahan and Raheem Morris was on this team with Dan Quinn in 2016 when he went to the Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan ran the offense. Raheem ran the defense with Matt LaFleur, if I recall. It's going to be a good day for the Falcons because that's the only team from the NFC West we got to deal with. We going to go, dare I say, 5-0. That's right. That's right. 7-0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-0. Or 6-1. Or 5-2. But I see 7-0. Because Chris McCaffrey can't stay healthy all year. He had to run too much. And let's just face it, they got Mike Evans. 2 plays in, he'll be crippled again. So, Now, I smell bullshit. There's going to be a trap game here. It's going to be a trap game here. The 49 Cents we're going to deal with by 10. We'll win by 10. And then we got to go to Tampa Bay. And I like Tampa Bay. You know, like they got Faithful to the Bay, 49ers. And, you know, they got Bear Downs. You know, they always say first down, Tampa Bay. Well, guess what? It's going to be hold down, no down. Tampa Bay for the win. I smell an upset. I smell a trap game. I think Patty Cake, Baker Mayfield is going to pluck the Falcons. We swept them twice in the last 4 years. Last 2 years. We swept them both last year and year before that. Okay? No. The Bucks won. We got them in Tampa, but they whooped us beginning of the season. We should have swept them. We should have swept them. Cool, Mr. Kid. We swept them the year before. We swept the Saints. We beat the Bucks. And then the Panthers swept us. That's what it was. And I think everybody was 3-3 in the division. And the Bucks, between the Bucks, Panthers, and Falcons. It was some shit like that. Anyway, no, and we swept the Saints. Swept the Saints, got the Bucks once, lost to the Panthers twice. Lost to, something like that. Hey, don't get me started. Don't get me started on this shenanigans. Bucks to beat the Falcons by 5. I think it'll be a last-minute touchdown. We'll be up by like a field goal and a last-minute touchdown. It'll be some crazy shit like that. Or be up by 1 point, or it'll be some shit like that. Then we go to Madrid, so we'll go 7-1, something like that. Something like that, or like 6-2, something like that, or maybe 5-3. Bengals, Madrid, Spain. I used to call them Charlie Brown Bengals as a play on words. But I know they're Tigers. So I'm going to call them the Butterfinger Bengals. Because they can't catch the ball, say so. Even with a healthy Super Saiyan Trunks looking like Joe Burrow back there. Finding Jamar Chase. Hey, guess what? We the home team in Madrid. First game in Madrid, I believe. Guess what we going to do to you funky ass Butterfinger having Bengals? Hoodya! We going to be either 8-1. Or we gonna be 7-2, or we gonna be, I hate to say it, 6-3. That number ring bell from last year. We were 6-3 last year and the wheels fell off. But not last year, year before last. Last year we was like 4-2 or something, but wheels fell off. It was one of those back and forth issues. Then we get the wounded and broken knee Chiefs, who may be getting Tyreek Hill and Stephon Diggs. That's right, you heard it here first. Well, not here first, but you're hearing it here. Because that's on the table. It ain't going to matter. We've been wanting to whoop the Chiefs' ass since they stole that game 2 years ago on Sunday Night Football. Oh, I was there. The same cap on my fucking head. I ain't forgot that over the back should have been PI call on Kyle Pitts in the end zone. Oh, how about when Tyler Algier got the first down? It was obvious, but under this review, the runner was short of the line of game on 4th and 1, which would have put us in field goal range to win the game. Yeah, that's the year the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl and won, by the way. They didn't want us to beat the Chiefs. That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah, that was fucked up. We ain't forgot. It's fucked up. But that's beside the point. Falcons to beat the shit out of Pat Mahomes, the wounded Travis Kelce, and the rest of the misfit bandits by score 8. It's gonna be a slobber knocker. So that's 9 games to 1. Then we gonna beat the Vikings ass. Don't even watch. I don't care about fucking Kyler Murray star. I don't care. They gonna get their ass towed up. We got receipts for them too. They get towed up. That's 10-1. Worst case 7-3. We go hold the North another week, but they gotta come down south. The Mufasa Lions. Lions can't catch Falcons. They fly in the air too high. So guess what we gonna do to them Lions? We gonna wear them out. Beat the fur off they Mufasa ass, just like how Scar did Mufasa. We gonna put them out their misery. Yeah, we gonna put them out their misery. So it's gonna be 11-1. Worst case 8-3. Then we gotta go play in the snow. Kevin Stefanski go home to either Deshaun Watson or Shadur Sanders. Cleveland got one hell of a defense. It's a guy there by the name of Myles Garrett. I see the Falcons dropping that game. It's gonna be just too damn cold in the snow. I see the Browns whooping that game. So that right there, that's 11-2. Worst case 8-5. The Commanders ain't doing shit. So that's they ain't doing shit. So that's what? 12-2. Worst case 9-4. Or 9-5. 9-5. 12-2 or 9-5. Bucks, Falcons, home. Last 3 games, division games. I can tell you right now, the Falcons is not going to win all 3 of these games. As a matter of fact, I see them losing these 2 games too. Bucks might sweep us this year. So I'm going to say 12-3 or 9-6. We'll still be in the playoffs either way. 12-4, right? Or 9-7. Okay? Because 12-4, 16, 9-7, 16. And then we're going to either go 13-4 or 10-7. 10-7, low end. 13-4, high end. Pick your poison. Atlanta going to the playoffs. I don't see them win the division. I see the Saints winning. I think the Saints going to win bare minimum 11 games. Or they may end up winning 13 like us. But a sweep of the Bucks is going to dictate that. But we're going to the playoffs. We're going to the playoffs. I don't care what nobody fucking says. We are going to the playoffs. And that is indeed the truth. And they always say the truth shall set you the fuck free. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy. I said my piece. Take out my cap and now and said my piece. I'll be back later on this week with some more goddamn content. Some more good goddamn content. Because, you know, that's what we do around here. We give y'all some good content. So until next time, this is your boy Savar Matner saying, rise up, Atlanta. Get ready to whoop that ass this season. Don't Don't drop the soap, Chud. And you all be safe out there until the next video and live stream. Take care. Peace.